Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to another Mage Monday. And this Monday we're going to take a look at Chaac. Chaac is one of those gods that when he's late game he isn't the best one, but he still can do a lot. So let's just head right in. We start off with his passive. After dealing a few basic attacks, after 5 basic attacks to be exactly, he will not have any mana cost for his next ability. So basically a free cast for any of his abilities. This can come in handy, especially in the early game, because he has quite a little mana pool, and with your abilities casting a decent amount, it can definitely help out a lot. Let's start off with his first ability. His first ability is a hammer he throws out. The hammer deals damage. It's not a lot to it, other than it deals damage. It does have some interactions with his other abilities, but I'll come back to that later. While he throws his axe, it deals damage in an AoE. His axe then stays there for 5 seconds. And the fact that his axe stays there has to do with his other abilities. So, his second ability. His second ability is an AoE around him. He will deal damage, and depending on how many gods or enemies he hits, he will gain protections. He will gain up to 5 stacks of protections for each enemy god hit. So if he hits 2, he gets 2 stacks of protections. If he hits more, then he will get more. 5 is the maximum, so that's about it. He will get 4 protections, up to 20 protections at max rank per stack. So if you have a max rank tier 2, you will have 100 additional protections when you have hit 5 enemies with your second ability. This protection duration is 4 seconds, so it's not too long, but it can definitely help you out in difficult situations. It also has an interaction with his first ability. When your axe is on the ground and you use your 2, you can see the little indicator at my feet when I've thrown my axe. When that is paused, I can't, well, the axe disappears and any follow-up because of it will be denied. And as you can see here, a huge engagement going on. Luckily I got saved by our Capri, but I am quite low. Another interaction, like I said, if you throw out your hammer, or your axe I mean, your 1, and you use your 2, you will teleport to your axe, passing through anything, and you deal 50% of your second ability's damage to enemies you pass through. So that's a decent amount. It can definitely help out. If you are close to someone, you will deal 150% of the usual damage because of that fact. Let's go and continue with this third ability. The third ability is an heal, and it provides an AoE slow around Chaac. So when you activate it, you will get healed every 0.5 seconds for 6 seconds. So it will heal 12 times, and it does heal a good amount. So it's definitely a high sustaining ability. It also has an interaction with this first ability. When you throw out your axe and you use your third ability, you will cause the area in a big area around where the axe was to be an AoE slow. It doesn't do anything else, but it still slows. The slow that is at that area or around you is 15% at rank 1 and 35% at maximum rank. So that's a very good amount of slow. As you can see here, I use it to prevent the enemy Sobek getting away quickly. And you can see a good amount of damage coming out. Chaac is definitely one of those gods that has a strong early game with his axe dealing so much damage. And again, a nice Capri ult, saving my ass once again. And we are able to pick up their entire team, except their Osiris, but we will definitely pick him up at this point. He has nowhere to go. He can't go past us, and Sol picks him up. So, a very nice engagement. And as you can see, we can just continue push the tower. Let's continue with his... Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. When your axe is on the ground and you use your 3, you will remove the axe from being there. So you can't teleport to it with your 2 anymore. It also works the other way around. If you use your 2, the axe is also gone. You can't use your 3 to create a huge area of effect slow. Let's continue with his ultimate and his final ability. His final ability is Storm Call. He will go into the air, charging up his ultimate. And when he comes down, he will deal damage and silence everyone in that area for 3 whole seconds. So that's an extremely long time. I think it's the longest the longest silence in the game. So that's very nice. It does have a charge up time, so in that time you can actually leap away or dash away if you're quick enough. Also some other counter measures, but they can be difficult sometimes. As you can see here, I use my ultimate. While you are in your ultimate charging up, you will receive 50% less damage, and you will also be CC immune for the entire duration. And as you can see here, I used the teleport, actually picking up a kill, but also bringing me to safety. I must admit, this Capri was playing very well. He saved me again with a nice placed ultimate. So, I wasn't done with his ultimate yet. It has a lot of interesting interactions. Like I said, while he's casting his ultimate, he is CC immune. He has 50% damage mitigation, so that's a lot. You can tank a lot more while he's casting it. When your 1 is on the ground, it also has an additional effect. If your axe is on the ground and you use your ultimate in range of your axe, you will knock up the enemies in range and you will deal additional damage. So when you use your ultimate, you almost always want to do that. Sometimes it can be helpful to do something else, for instance a slow, to keep them into your ultimate position better. But if you want to use your ultimate for the damage mostly or the knock up, you will definitely need to use them in combination. So that rounds it up a bit about his abilities. You can see it has a lot of interesting interactions. As you saw, I tried there to teleport. There was a little bit time left and I wanted to surprise the enemy with that teleport, which you can definitely do. You can also go through walls with that teleport, so it can be used as an escape very well. And as you can see here, I'm moving forward, trying to peel, trying to get rid of the enemies, trying to make sure Kulkan doesn't get close. I wanted to keep Honor with me as well, but was not able to. But as you can see here, he is now here. I have a little bit of ping issues, but for me it's no issue. For him it's a bit of issue hitting me. But a nice damage from the Hades was able to pick me up before the heal healed me up enough. But I had a lot of gold, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's go over the build. Like every warrior, he's a bit counter build oriented. I started off with Hardwood because they do have 3 magicals, 2 of which deal a good amount of damage, and Sobek also can deal some decent damage. It also helps out my team, so it's definitely a good pickup. And as you can see, they are able to pick up Freya, unfortunately. She was not able to run away, and it can be very difficult, especially with a tanky lineup as they have with the Osiris and the Sobek. The Hades isn't too tanky, but tanky build at least. He's full damage build, but it's still he has some base defenses. As you may or may not have noticed, they have a 5-man party because they all have the same clan tag. It doesn't say a lot, but it can determine a bit how the matchup is made. So my second item are the boots. Boots are very important as always. I picked up the power boots because I have a lot of damaging abilities with my 1, with my 2 and with my ultimate. And as you can see here, fortunately enough I get blocked off by minions, but otherwise I would have been able to pick up the enemy. But I'm still able to, because I used the salvation to heal myself up, I have enough time to throw my axe again. And you can see a nice Capri pull actually prevents me from being killed by the honor. So that's really nice. And as you can see here, now I can fight him. I have enough damage to finish him off. Enough health to finish him off. So a nice teamwork from me and Capri allows us to pick up a lot of the enemies without me even dying. So that's worked out great for us. I also picked up Gauntlet of Thieves. It's a new, well, it's not a new item, but it's a item that has been introduced again. It has been removed for a while. It has been there. It was a bit strong with Hercules because it provides 20% additional healing gained, and that's why also the reason why I picked it up. It provides you a good amount of health, good amount of HP 5, but with your 3 healing a lot, the additional 20% can help out a huge amount. It doesn't provide any protection, so that's rather unfortunate, but still it's very, very powerful. The fourth item is going to be Jotun's Wrath. The reason for it is because cooldown reduction on Chaac is very good, provides a good amount of power and also some penetration. Not a lot, but it can actually help out a good amount because they probably have sovereignty. I haven't checked it, but it would make sense if they add sovereignty. As you can see here, I go in with the teleport, going for the mass silence, and we are focusing down the enemy Kukulkan very quickly. I accidentally walk into the Hades ultimate, but I do provide the shell, so it doesn't deal too much damage. Unfortunately enough, our Mercury is picked up as well as our soul. And again, I'm going behind the enemy. The honor did see me, but he chose not to go for me. And as you can see, I try to use my X slow combination to provide enough. At this point, we're 2 on 4. I can't do a lot other than just running a bit. But as you can see, our Capri actually was able to pick up their honor. So well played on his part. I'm just keeping them busy. A bit strange interaction here. I used my 2 at the right moment. My X went away, so I didn't teleport to it, but it seemed like I would. It was a rather odd interaction. As you can see, Chaac can be very annoying, especially with the teleport, allowing him to get behind the enemy a lot. Even though there are no walls to jump over with that ability, I can still fool the enemy quite a lot and deal a good amount of damage while doing so. Chaac is very good at being annoying because you don't want to focus him too much because of the fact that I have so much healing and I can dodge abilities with my 2 and me having a heal. It's not, you don't want to focus the Chaac if there's anyone else around. So what am I going to do next? I will try to defend Sol, but she gets stunned unfortunately. And I try to deal enough damage to the enemy. And as you can see, they are actually smart enough to not attack me anymore. And at this point I need to be a bit careful because they can still kill me. But a nice CC combination from my team prevents them from going for me. And I can heal up with my third ability. As you can see, I'm already up to about 800 health. So that's very powerful heal with the Gauntlet of Thieves. Also with the sovereignty on our Capri, I have 62.2 passive HP 5, so that's also a good amount with the extra healing. You can see I use the shell to help out my teammates. There's not a lot I can do about being saved from the Kukulkan ultimate and the Hades ultimate. But we are able to pick up the Hades without dying, so the shell worked out great. And I was speaking a bit too soon. Our Freya gets picked up. I'm very good at that, jinxing anyone surviving or anything. It's one of my specialties. I'm very good at it. It's not something I need to be proud of, but unfortunately enough, I'm very good at it. Also, when you're in a queue and you're like, oh man, it takes long, and then the queue pops. Only when you say it, usually not when you just wait. So, we do need to be a bit careful. They are at 5 with the honor up. I can't show it because they removed the T button. Unfortunately, I love the T button. It gave you so much information, but the enemy honor has most damage. He is the highest level and he deals a great amount of damage. I don't have any protections against him, and at this point it doesn't matter too much. His build consists out of a lot of power abilities. He also picked up one of the new items that provides additional power for if the enemy has more health than you, and since I'm a Chaac with additional health items, I will almost always have more health than him. As you can see, our Freya gets picked up again. They are grouped up a lot though, so I'm able to pick up a good amount of... We are able to pick up a lot of them. Just because they group up so much, I'm able to do a big team ultimate, silencing them all, dealing a good amount of damage. Well, at what point are we now? We have almost wiped them. We don't have a lot. Maybe we should not chase the Sobek, but I figured I could let the Soul finish her, but since I already have a lot of kills, but since she stopped attacking, I figured I'll just pick it up. I'm 9-2 and 18, so I am very scary at this point. I'm level 20. Any enemies are... The highest is 18 on the enemy team, so that's pretty good. As you can see here, I am trying to die from this Phoenix, but I have still got all my health. I'm still tanking it, so I don't want the Kukulkan to attack me, so you won't get any credits for it. And I'm actually able to prevent them giving the full kill credit. The Phoenix finishes me off, nobody else attacked me. Since I am quite tanky and annoying to begin with, and since I survived so many times, I figured I could just finish off my my Jotuns. With the additional cooldown I can use my abilities a lot more, which is great. The Frostbound allows me to stick to targets easier and focus that honor a little bit more, reducing his attack speed and slowing him as well. He does have picked up Sunder. It's an unusual active, you don't see too much. For everyone that doesn't know what Sunder is, as you can see, an ability. It's a skill shot actually, the only active that's a skill shot. It will deal true damage, it will deal 40 true damage, plus 14 per level, so that's about 280 at level 20. And it will reduce the protections from your target by 25%. So that is actually a very good item to pick up if you want to kill a Guardian quickly, or any other tanky god for that matter. So it's annoying to deal with. It deals a good amount of damage, allows him to do a lot more damage. As you can see here, I'm going in aggressive. I'm slowing the enemy Sobek. That teleport was not intentional, so that was rather unfortunate, something I did not take into consideration. We are able to pick up the enemy Sobek though. And again, nice Capriol saves me again. So he's playing that very well. Here I should have focused the Kukulkan because he's still alive. If I focused him with the Capri, he would have died. Unfortunately enough, I was on the honor, and he did a huge amount of damage, as you probably noticed. He used his Thunder on me, so I was able to shred through my my protections I have, my base protections, the 78 physical protections I have because of the fact that I'm level 20. So at this point you can see our soul getting wrecked by the enemy honor pretty well. It looks like she has got lag issues. As you can see, she's teleporting a bit. That's rather unfortunate. She still can do a good amount of damage because Soul isn't that hard. With her 2 ability dealing so much damage, she can definitely do a lot more. So I kind of also wanted to talk a bit about warriors in general, since we almost are reaching the fact that I almost did every warrior for a Warrior Wednesday. After this I only have Osiris and Odin left to do. Those are probably my least favorite warriors. I don't like warriors too much to begin with, so it does force me to play them a little bit more. I played Osiris a bit lately. It hadn't worked out too much. I'm still figuring out what the best build would be for Osiris at this point, as for any warrior, because since they changed a lot of tank items, it can be difficult to pick the right thing. As you can see, I picked up the Titan's Bane because we are against a few tanky targets. The Titan's Bane will provide a bit more damage, but you can see my axe doesn't do a lot anymore. The damage is about the same when we were at level 9, when it was maxed out. Or at level 10, I'm not sure when I maxed it out, but it does about the same damage. The scaling on it is terribly. As you can see, again, I go in, and the reason why I'm going in is for the simple fact that, well, although I am dead, our Freya got pulled again by the Sobek. I move forward to ult and prevent the enemy team from following up too much. Fortunately enough, the team wasn't able to follow up on my silence. The only one around was our Capri, and we got ulted by a lot. The Kulkan ultimate was used, the Hades ultimate as well, so we couldn't go anywhere. We both don't really have a good escape. I have my Axe teleport combo, but since I already used those to do damage, it is something you can take in consideration, not using your Axe to get out of any sticky situations with, for instance, the Hades ultimate. I did not, so I had to pay for it. As you can see, I've removed the Titan's Bane. I figured it didn't do too much for me because I didn't want to focus the tanks to begin with. And I needed something to deal with Honor. The best pickup I could think of was the Midgardian Mail, for the fact that when he auto-attacks me, there's a chance that he gets slowed with his auto-attacks, which can be very important. And it provides a good amount of health. It doesn't provide too much protections, but since he also has Titan's Bane, I figured it wasn't too important. And as you can see here, I do a decent amount of damage against him, able to dodge the Kukulkan ultimate. But at this point, a nice fear into the tornado, but not a whole lot I can do. Something you can use when you're against the Honor that can be very effective is hiding behind the pillar. If he uses his pillar to slow you and you have no real good escape abilities, there's definitely a good opportunity for you to go behind the pillar. As you can see here, I'm using it again. He is not able to hit any autos while I'm behind the pillar, and so it prevents him from slowing me. And I try to fight him. I should not have done that, for the sheer fact that he has a lot of more damage with his autos than I do. I have no auto attack damage, and as you can see, it pretty much soloed me with the help of a few minion damage. It's unfortunate. My team was able to pick up the other team members, though it's not too bad. It's actually worked out pretty in our favor. 2 of us for 4 of them, so definitely a good trade. Maybe my team can get something out of it. There are still 15 seconds on the clock for the Kukulkan, so they have a good amount of time to at least get the enemy Phoenix again. Especially since they also got our Phoenix, that will help out a lot to deal with the 5 minions. The best way to deal with the 5 minions is to get 5 minions of your own. So, we have reached late game. I'm a Chaac, like I said. Chaac doesn't do too much late game. And that's just for the fact that I need to have some defenses, otherwise I can't fight anyone, because they will burst me instantly. Although I can't go full damage. Well, that was the point. I can't go full tank as well, because I won't do any damage whatsoever. Also, to provide some sort of annoyance or peel for your team, the slow will help out a lot on your 3 and the frostbound as well. So that is something what Chaac can be good for, providing a good amount of slow against the enemy. A good counter for Chaac is, what makes sense, is sprint. Sprint allows the enemy to get up to Chaac, ignore Chaac with his slows a lot, because if he doesn't have a lot of damage, he can basically be ignored. He does have an AoE silence, but still. And as you can see here again, the Freya gets pulled by the Sobek. But this time I'm able to pin down the 2 damage dealers on the enemy team. And with a nice Mercury ultimate, we are able to pick up them both. But as you can see, Hades does do a huge amount of damage. This Hades is full damage oriented, so he is very scary. As you can see here, he blows up our Mercury. But it does also mean I do a decent amount of damage on him and we are able to pick him up. Only Sobek is left, annoying to deal with, has a good amount of abilities to buy a lot of time for his team. And as you can see here, we are going to chase him down, because if we leave Sobek to the minions, he will just stall the minions continuously and we aren't able to do anything. One thing that's a bit unfortunate, the fight happened a bit in front of our Phoenix. So we need a lot of time to get to that Titan. And with the respawn timers as they are, the 2 main damage dealers are being, well, they are back alive when we have reached the Titan. As you can see, Honor and Kukulkan are back up again. And those can deal a huge amount of damage. So it's definitely, we need to be a bit careful how we do this. As you can see, Soul got hit by the Kukulkan ultimate and a good amount of the duration from the Honor ultimate. Titan has about 2k left. The 2 auto attackers, Sol and Freya, didn't really commit. Sol got hit by the enemy Kukulkan. And as you can see, I tried to go in. I saw that the Titan had only a slither of health. So I wanted to throw my axe and teleport to it, but a nice fear combination from the enemy Hades was able to silence me enough so I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So at this point I am playing with Random Man. As you can see, he's charging up his ultimate. I had a plan that he could go and try to finish the Titan, because we have a long time to wait. So you see him use his ultimate to go past the enemies. Someone has to chase him, otherwise it's over yet. And as you can see here, Honor is chasing him. So if he can take down this Phoenix, he can quickly enough, he can go for the Titan, finish off the Titan and win us the game. And as you can see, he is doing a good amount of damage, but Honor has arrived. And it was a race against the clock, but unfortunately enough, Honor has enough damage to finish him off. So that didn't work out as I planned to. And the others on our team didn't really hard commit to try and defend our Titan. Not that they could have done a lot, because the enemy were all full health. So it didn't work out too well for us. It's rather unfortunate, but what can we do about it? Not a lot, nothing at all. So what have we learned? I was a bit too aggressive. The Honor did a good work on me. He shredded through me very quickly. We do have a good amount of damage. Freya lacked the damage a bit. That's rather unfortunate, because she can be very strong. And as you can see, 40k on the enemy Hades and the enemy Honor is just insane. So the build, I went for a lot of health items. Osiris picked up chins, but he didn't focus me too much, so it didn't bother me as much. It did help me a lot with dealing with any of the other gods. I didn't have too much defense. Maybe I should have picked up another defense item. The Jotuns wasn't also working out too great for me. Probably the best thing I could have done was sell the Jotuns and get, for instance, the Mantle of Discord, one of the newer items. It also provides some cooldown reduction, only 5% less, and it provides 60 protections of both sides. But when you get CC'd, well, when you are below a certain percentage health, you will stun everyone in your in a radius around you, and you will also get CC immunity for a second, so that can also be very helpful. The damage would be a bit less on my part, but I would still be the annoyance, and I still have the base damage. It doesn't well, maybe that was just a better thing I could have gone for. I didn't, but maybe for next time. The plan with the Mercury finishing the Titan didn't work out for us. That's rather unfortunate, but it was a very close game. And I hope you learned something about Chaac. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.